What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today. And in this video, we are at Omaha Eppley Airfield for the third airport update for the month of July 2024. Got a couple changes to the schedule, and we have a pretty packed airport here. We also have a special livery visiting and some other cool things to check out. So let's go ahead and get into this update. Starting off at Gate Alpha 1, we have this Allegiant A320 that came in from St. Petersburg as flight 2651. This arrived in at 10:54 a.m., delayed from a 10:32 a.m. scheduled arrival, so this aircraft is delayed by 22 minutes. Sorry about that there. Trying to reach something, and that did not work out. So St. Petersburg service from Allegiant is going to be discontinued here on Friday, August 9th. So just a couple of weeks from now, you're going to see this service no longer be here at Omaha. Continuing on, we have our first set of Delta aircraft, the first of four here. We have the Delta Connection Embraer 170 that came in from Salt Lake City. This arrived in as Flight 3896, operated by SkyWest. This arrived in at 5 p.m., had a scheduled 5:05 p.m. arrival, and this is actually supposed to be an Embraer 175 with the short winglets in this case, but here just using my 170 since they are pretty similar to each other. And then continuing down, we have our only Delta mainline aircraft here at Alpha 3. This A319 arrived in from Atlanta as Flight 2632. This arrived in delayed by 5 minutes at 10:05 a.m., delayed from a 10 a.m. scheduled arrival. Atlanta is the next host city for Airliners International 2025 in Atlanta, June 25th through 28th at the Delta Flight Museum. Very excited for the future of Airliners International as we continue to move forward. All kinds of fun details will be coming out about that show as we move into the future. And then continuing down, we have back to Delta Connection here. We have the CRJ 900 that just came in from Minneapolis. This flight 5193, operated by Endeavor Air. This arrived in at 9:50 a.m., had a scheduled 10:13 a.m. arrival. And then the last for our Delta aircraft, we have the Embraer 175 with enhanced winglets. This arrived in from Salt Lake City as well as Flight 3706, operated by SkyWest. One of the last flights of the day, arriving in at 11:50 p.m., had a scheduled 11:59 p.m. arrival. That is all the Delta aircraft that we have. Let's go ahead and check out our American aircraft. And as you can see, we do have the very lovely Jet Set GSE, which is all over these American planes here. Just love these GSE sets that they have created here. Awesome 3D printed stuff. And I'm looking forward to buying more of them here in the future and get stuff like the cones, the marshallers, the little people even, which look phenomenal. I'm excited to add those into the airport updates in the future. So starting off with our American section, we have the 737-800 that came in from Charlotte as Flight 2595. This arrived in at 1:17 p.m., had a scheduled 1:27 p.m. arrival. And then moving on up, we have the MAX 8 here at Omaha. This is coming in from DFW, arriving in as Flight 2466. A delayed flight here, delayed by about 45 minutes at 7:32 p.m., delayed from a 6:47 p.m. scheduled arrival. And these MAX 8s, not very common out of DFW, I don't think so. I think every so often you'll get a couple that will come in, but typically they're supposed to send the 737-800s from DFW. But in this case, got a little bit of an upgrade to the MAX 8. And then the last for our American aircraft, we have an Embraer 175. This arrived in from Los Angeles as Flight 4879, operated by SkyWest, arriving in at 6:30 p.m., ahead of a scheduled 6:49 p.m. arrival. Continuing on, as I get a notification for some, what was that, JC Wings hints, I think that was? Let me take a look here. And yes, they are. We have some August hints coming out, so there will be a new release video covering the new JC Wings releases when those are officially announced. So starting off here with Alaska, we have the 738 that came in from Seattle as Flight 312. This arrived in at 1:55 p.m., had a scheduled 2:02 p.m. arrival. And then up at the top, we have Frontier. So the first time both of these airlines are making an appearance in the update, so nice to know that they do use different gates whenever applicable. This A320neo arrived in from Denver as Flight 1128 at 1:44 p.m., had a scheduled 1:55 p.m. arrival. As all of the aircraft that we have here at the A gates, we'll move on over to the B gates and check out what other fun things that we have over there. And you can probably get a glimpse of one of the special liveries right at the tippity top of your screen. So let's go ahead and check all that out. No Jet Set GSC over here. We have just our traditional JC Wings and Gemini GSC over here. Actually, no, there is one baggage card from Jet Set that's sitting over here on this side. So go ahead and start off with our United aircraft at Bravo 12. We have this 737-800 in the Continental Globe livery. This came in from Denver as Flight 1787, arriving in at 11:19 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 11:37 p.m. arrival. We move on over to our second of 3 United Mainline aircraft. There's one more after this next aircraft. We have the 739 that also came in from Denver as flight 2327 on the supper time flight, 4:27 p.m. delayed from a 4:19 p.m. scheduled arrival, so an 8-minute delay for the folks coming in from Denver. And then there's one little regional aircraft here, an Embraer 175 coming in. This arrived in from Chicago O'Hare as flight 5657, operated by SkyWest. This arrived in at 5:32 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 5:41 p.m. arrival. And I should mention real quick too, United's going to have a daily 737 MAX 8 coming in from O'Hare during August, so that'll be cool to see. Nice for a little bit of a shake-up on the 737 variety into Eppley Airfield. And then our last United aircraft that we have here, we have this Airbus A319 with the Evo Blue livery, coming in from Houston George Bush Intercontinental as flight 2731, arriving right on time at 10:24 p.m. I did see that Altitude Models has an A320 Evo Blue coming out, so I do have plans to get that, considering that it has been a highly requested model within the community for the likes of Gemini and NG to do, but we have Altitude Models that's going to jump onto that first ahead of everybody else, which is a bit surprising. So hopefully I'll be ordering that here pretty soon. Just got to work out a couple things here before I go ahead and proceed with any new model orders. Now let's check out our Southwest aircraft on the other side. First up, we have the first of 2 737 MAX 8s for Southwest parked here at the gate. This one came in from Nashville as flight 1395, arriving in at 1:36 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 1:55 p.m. arrival. And then we have EMUA 1 that is parked right next to that at Bravo 17. This arrived in from Denver as flight 440, arriving in at 10:56 a.m. ahead of a scheduled 11 a.m. arrival. So nice to see that we do have EMUA 1 on the calendar. And I did see that they did get one of the A321 heritages. It was the America West one, which I don't have yet, since I am waiting on Gemini to release that. And I do know that Aero Classics has released it, but preferably I'd like to have all of them from the same brand. So that's why I'm waiting on Gemini to do that America West, which will hopefully be very soon, because I know that they've done the Allegheny, PSA, and Piedmont, which I all have. So just waiting on them to do the America West, and then the U.S. Airways Heritage, which they surprisingly didn't do before, because that one's been around for a long time, but hopefully they get to that very soon. And then our last Southwest aircraft, and the final aircraft for this update, we have the 737-700 that came in from Las Vegas as flight 4425. This arrived in at 1:42 p.m., delayed from a 1:30 p.m. scheduled arrival, so delayed by just 12 minutes for this aircraft. That's everything that we have here at Omaha, the third airport update for July of 2024. Very nice airport update, very packed with tons of cool aircraft here, with the likes of EMUA 1, of course, and various other airlines included as well, both Alaska and Frontier being in there, which hopefully will happen a few more times as we go about in this series. Very excited about that. And the future of Omaha continuing to look bright. I don't have any construction updates at this time, but it sounds like it's moving pretty well based on the last report that I gave, and I think it was a previous update for June that I did. So hopefully that continues to move along smoothly, and we'll be updating the diorama as time goes, and they adjust the gates and other assignments, and any other necessary adjustments that do occur with this construction, because as of right now, the major adjustment that I have is Bravo 11 not being used because that area is blocked off due to the ongoing construction last I checked. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.